Thanks, everyone. I'm really excited to be able to share the story of bone health technologies with you. I joined the company at the beginning of the year and was really excited to work on what I see as one of the most important unsolved public health problems we're facing as a society today, that of low bone density, osteopenia, and osteoporosis. In fact, half of all women over the age of 50 will suffer a fracture from osteoporosis. That is more than the combination of heart attack, stroke, and breast cancer combined. This is not just a problem for women. 1 in 4 men will also suffer a fracture due to low bone density. And these fractures are also serious. 20% of people who have a hip fracture don't survive a year, and another 40% lose their independence. Spine fractures, which are common, are painful and debilitating. You know, you think of the proverbial little old lady. They didn't start so little. They got little because their spine fractured and compressed. And this is an expensive problem, over $19 billion just in direct healthcare costs. And the reason is this is a disease of aging, and we're outliving our bones. So the average American woman, this is her bone trajectory in terms of density. It peaks in the 30s. And then by the time we get to the 50s, which doesn't sound so old these days to me, they typically have osteopenia and are at elevated risk of fracture, and osteoporosis in the 60s. 44 million people have osteopenia, and there's essentially no approved treatments. The treatments are primarily targeted at the osteoporosis market. The rate is accelerating despite the fact that we have drugs, because the drugs, given their mixed safety profile, is really only indicated for the later stage osteoporosis. There's no equivalent of like a statin that you can start early and safely for osteoporosis. Vitamin D and calcium only work if you're deficient. What does work is high impact exercise, but many of us, our knees give out, and it's pretty hard to do that as you get older. Fortunately, there's a body of excellent research funded by NASA around the use of whole body vibration to improve bone density. Astronauts lose a tremendous amount of bone when they're in space, and they proved very conclusively that this works to improve bone density. The problem is you have to use it to get the benefit, and it's very difficult to comply with the whole body platforms, and they're also very expensive. So while clinically this was proven an important development, from a commercial point of view, it was not successful. So the founders of bone health technology, we were founded by a serial medical device entrepreneur and a PM&R doc who saw all of these patients with spine fractures and in pain, put the benefits of the vibration, the specific frequency and amplitude, into a convenient, easy-to-use belt, which, in addition to the convenience, gives you the benefit of applying the vibration directly to the vulnerable parts of the anatomy, the hip and lower spine. This is a greenfield. We also are planning a full app to encourage and support compliance and bone health. Check out the App Store. There's pretty much nothing for bone health. And our early look clinical data is essentially a home run. What we saw annualized is that we improved hip bone density at the femur, top of the femur, which is the hip, almost 3%. So with our safe, convenient treatment, we are getting benefits on par with the bisphosphonate medications. And so what does that mean? 3% kind of sounds like a small number, but it's flattening the curve, and it's flattening the curve in an important way. So if you use our device for 10 years, get this nearly 3% benefit. We are delaying the onset of osteoporosis from the late 60s to the 90s. That's very meaningful. And for every 1% improvement in bone density, we know that there's a 2 to 8% reduction in fracture risk. And of course, there's no reason you can't use the device indefinitely. And we plan, after our prescribed device, an over-the-counter wellness device that can be used earlier. Our regulatory path has been confirmed. We enrolled our last patient in our pivotal trial, actually 1st of May, 126 subjects. We have 1 month left to go. And the endpoints are improvement in bone strength as assessed via CT scan and hip bone density via DEXA scan. And we have a calibration feature that is a key device feature where we're seeing the exact amount of vibration that's delivered to the spine. We measure that at the iliac crest, and we have an allowed patent on that. So we have a very strong combined IP and regulatory strategy. Our commercial strategy is also, I think, very exciting. Of course, we plan to reach out to the doctors, educate them, publish our clinical trial, leverage our very strong KOL and scientific advisory board. But given the large market and the interest that these patients are expressing, we're getting 3 people signed up on our waiting list per day. We plan to market directly to patients, similar to the business models of, a Hims, Hers, Roman, Nurx, Keeps. So we believe that this can be very efficient. We don't need to hire an army of $500,000 surgical sales reps. We have a strong team. My background, I spent the first 25 years of my career in technology and marketing. So I led the Netscape browser division, Yahoo Mail, Checkpoint, and then I was CEO of 2 software companies, SugarSync and Catch. Catch was acquired by Apple. It was a really good exit. And then I switched into the medical technology space, was CEO of SyncThink, and was really excited to join Bone Health Technology late fall. I spent last year leading marketing and consulting with Achille Interactive, another sort of direct-to-patient marketing company. Michael Jasma, one of our founders and CTO, has his PhD in bone health biomechanics. He literally got his PhD in using vibration to improve bone cell activity, and is a former FDA reviewer in the orthopedics device. Dan Burnett has founded a number of medical device companies very successfully, and Gabriel has just a really strong consumer marketing background, both at PowerBar and then for other orthopedic devices. We're raising $2 million as a follow-on round. We are an extremely capital-efficient company. We've funded most of our pivotal trial with grants from the NIH. And so we believe that we can get to FDA clearance at less than $5 million, and the use of funds will be to complete the trial and get ready for our launch. In summary, this is an enormous market with really significant unmet need. Hopefully we'll have CMS reimbursement. I assume I'm with everyone else at this conference, hoping for the MCIT ruling. Our trial data early look is very strong. We have a proven management team, and it's very capital efficient. I look forward to discussing it with any of you at the break. Thank you.